Hey guys, this is Bethany Talks Piano, and today we are going to cover kind of an agility technique to get some good dexterity between your fingers, and that is tapping exercises. Students, if you haven't done these, you can follow along. We're going to do 3 different kind of levels. Senior students, if you're following, then you can be trying it with both hands instead of just one hand. So the first exercise is you are just tapping each finger about 5 to 10 times. If you're a beginner, the goal with this is that you don't move your hand the rest of your notes at all. So all of my other fingers are actually still resting on the keys. The tendency will be, if you try and play one note, to try and lift some of the fingers like that. You want to see if you can play without lifting any of the other fingers and doing about 5 to 10 taps on each. So then move to finger 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? Don't mind my laundry. And then being able to do about 5 to 10 on each without lifting any of the keys. Students, you will notice when you get to finger 4 or your ring finger, it usually is the hardest. The reason behind this is we actually have a tendon. Tendons are the small little muscles in our fingers, in our hands. And the tendon that is connecting these 3 fingers actually is connecting both the middle finger and the pinky are actually with that tendon. So they're very much interlocked. If you think about anything that we do, throwing a ball, writing with a pen, using our hands in general, we're usually using kind of our first 3 fingers, and our other 2 fingers are kind of supportive. So piano and other instruments as well are one of the areas where we actually have to use fingers as kind of solo little entities there. So finger 4, you might really have to work on that one. That one is going to be a lot harder than your thumb or your pinky finger. So just making sure that you look at your hand and you're not lifting one of the other fingers while you do that. Exercise number 2, once you have really gotten that down, the next step is the kind of opposite. So we hold down our keys now. So I'm going to start with finger 2. I'm holding down 1, 3, 4, and 5. And then I'm doing the same thing, about 5 to 10 taps on finger 2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then same thing. I'm going to now hold finger 2 down, switching to finger 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looking at my hand and making sure none of the other fingers are either lifting or losing their weight. Keeping your arm nice and relaxed, keeping your wrist engaged, and making sure that you're not pushing down on the keys, but that your arm is actually putting weight into the other keys so that you're not lifting as a lot of students will start this, and then, on the top, maybe 8 or 9, these fingers really start to lift up because you've lost your weight. So down, think heavy weight. So doing about 10, or if you're starting, you might want to do 15 per finger on those. So that is step number 2. Step number 3 is by far the hardest. It is the opposite, where we hold our finger down and we tap all of the other keys without lifting said finger. So I'm going to start with finger 2 again. And now I'm tapping 1, 3, 4, 5, back down. So that counts as 1 rep. Now we're doing it again. 1, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 1. That's 2. Doing this quite a few times. And you'll notice that finger 2 is not lifting at all. I'm keeping all of my weight in my finger. And then moving to finger 3. 1, 2, 4, 5, 4, 2, 1. So when we get to these middle fingers, you kind of have to really think when you're crossing from 2 to 4. So 1, 2, think about the weight in there and make sure that you're not lifting. You're still thinking finger 3, finger 3, finger 3, weight, 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 putting my weight, putting my weight. You have to think that and really have your arm in there. Moving to the hardest finger, finger 4. Same thing, from the 3 to the 5, really thinking about that. I skipped a note there. And students, again, these exercises, if they're difficult, break them down into smaller, precise exercises. So that the hardest part about that particular one was moving from 3 to 5 because finger 4 is being held. So sometimes you can just do that. Getting used to doing this, can I actually do that without thinking and having the weight the whole time? And then once you can consistently do that, move to the whole thing. Okay. Okay, so those are the 3 steps of just basic tapping exercises. If you're a senior student or more advanced player listening to this video, step number 1, you want to make sure that you're doing all of these with both hands. Same with, right, at a level of difficulty for yourself so that you actually have to think about what you're doing. And then if you have a piece specifically, I would advise you can apply this. The reason we do these exercises is to apply them to your pieces. Often you'll get, especially at a higher level, multiple intervals in a row. So you might get a bunch of thirds, right, kind of doing whatever. These are good exercises. Now, instead of having just one finger held down and tapping, do the same thing. We have a third and we're going to the next third. So you can tap 2 and 4 and just holding 1 and 3 and seeing if you can have your weight properly distributed. And then 2 and 4, switching to 3, 5. This one's a little trickier, right? And that will make this kind of movement a lot easier. The more you get really well acquainted with where your weight is and where it's shifting and when, all of those little things apply to your playing. So good luck with that. Same thing applies if you have mixed intervals, if you have a third going to, a fourth or a fifth, right? You see, you have to really think about that too, right? So same thing, you can hold the 3 and just tap the other one and then get used to going back and forth. And then putting it into your song. Yes, so I think I've covered everything there. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to comment below, subscribe, like. You can even message me if you're looking for online lessons. I teach lots of students and love covering this type of material and how it applies to our playing. So this has been, we'll say it's still in the Royal Mistakes category, and this is Bethany Talks Piano, and I will see you next time.